Hi guys, wow, nice turnout. It's great to be here, thank you. It's great to be back on this stage again, second year. Whoa, okay, first of all, guys, I see there's a lot of operators in the room. You are the front line, you're the reason why we're here. What you're doing is really, really hard and you're doing an amazing job. I want everyone to give a hand up for the operators in the room, come on. Last year, I showed you what the future of CRM looks like. Today, I will focus on what it takes to achieve great results and how to outperform the market. Who's excited to hear the unspoken truth of high conversion, high retention, and low churn? Almost, okay. Awesome. For those who don't know me, I'm Simon. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Fast Track. In case you don't know what we do, Fast Track, in very simple terms, has set out to digitalize the iGaming industry. In the process of doing that, we have developed a CRM platform called Fast Track CRM. We're growing very fast, and we work with hundreds of companies and across the world. And CRM is the backbone of the gaming operation, and relevance is key. Our ability to retain our players is what makes the difference between red and black in the bottom line. And the market is very competitive, and we pay a huge price for every customer. So we have to be ready to do whatever it takes to make these relationships last. To provide a little bit of context to what I want to talk about today, I need to tell you the story and why we built Fast Track CRM and how we ended up where we are today. With this story, I want to tell you what the future of CRM looks like and what it will be needed to stay successful. But most importantly, I want to talk about the unspoken truth of high conversion, high retention, and low churn. And I want to start right here. This picture illustrates the main problem with the iGaming operation today. The amount of systems that we have to use to service our customers is what's holding back our ability to innovate and grow. When the systems are unable to speak to each other, the human has to become the bridge, and this is very time-consuming. I hate time consumers, and organizational scalability has been a personal passion of mine for a very long time. And after working 10 years plus together with my partners on the operator side before we founded Fast Track, we were very motivated, I can say, to solve this problem when we started Fast Track. Fast Track is founded on the basic principle that there is always a better way. We started Fast Track because we wanted to digitalize the iGaming industry. And the iGaming business is very complex. Don't get me wrong. We have so much content, right? Tens of thousands of games from hundreds of different game providers, advanced bonus platforms and gamification solutions. And we got multiple product verticals with all of their different complexity within their own domains. And we got a hugely demanding regulatory landscape. And if that wasn't enough, we also have a lot of money movement, which means that we also targeted for fraud. This makes CRM very complicated. Whilst there's been a lot of innovation in other parts of the business, CRM had been on a standstill for pretty much 10 years when we started this. Most of the operators back then, and majority of the operators still today, rely on a 24-hour-old data feed and ad hoc reports from BI to conduct their business and their CRM. Think about that, right? We are in 2022, and these are digital businesses, and we are relying on recordings from a CCTV camera from yesterday in order to run our business. It doesn't make any sense. CRM in this business has been very basic for a very long time. And there was no solution in the market that could properly address this, and that's why we decided to build Fast Track CRM. And we wanted to do it right. So we made 3 promises to the market. Number 1, we wanted to significantly reduce the amount of resource that was required to conduct CRM. Number 2, we would deliver it based on real-time automation and data capabilities. And number 3, we would provide a much more flexible option, the closest alternative to an in-house built solution. The success recipe was a CRM solution that was built specifically for iGaming. It was the first platform in the market that ran entirely on real-time data, and all of the business systems, whether it be a CMS or a bonus platform, would be integrated so that you can work from one system. And the work process was reinvented so that we could make it super effective for central teams who run multi-localization, multi-brand, and multiple markets to get on with their work and do testing. This was the first version of Fast Track CRM, and it quickly took off from there. We now step into the age of automation. Scaling with automation was the next natural step for Fast Track and for our partners. Real-time automation allows teams to interact with their players every minute and every second of the day. Not only does it give our players a much richer experience, it also frees up time, and it makes it easier to measure performance and evolve our CRM more effectively. So we supported our partners in launching some of the most comprehensive and exciting bits of automation that has been seen to date. And our partners relied on Fast Track as a backbone to support their entire business, from onboarding to on-site engagement and to reactivation. And with more advanced automation, we needed to make it very easy to maintain and evolve it. The biggest challenge with automation, and anyone who has ever worked with automation is going to tell you exactly the same thing, that is that once it's launched, no one dares to touch it because they're afraid of breaking everything. So our vision was quite clear. We wanted to make it easy to orchestrate automation at scale, easy for teams to get an overview and make upgrades. So this is why we built what we call Fast Track Lifecycles. It's orchestration at scale, easy interface, most importantly, had functionality to A/B test and version it so that you can upgrade easily. So the focus up until this point was very much about capabilities and streamlining process. But what every team wanted to do was to spend their time on the creative process and better understanding their customers. So all of the focus now shifts to the data. At this point, our partners considered our reporting capabilities quite on par with what was available in the market. But in terms of our own ambitions, we wanted to take it a lot further. So I'm sure you all have a little bit of experience with data platforms. You be promised the world and you start licensing a solution, and after a lengthy technical integration, it's either too limited or it's too technical. When you're building your dashboards, you realize that you're missing crucial data points, and they can be very hard to add after. And as soon as you start adding filters to your dashboards, they take ages to load. So instead of being able to action the data straight in that software, what you end up doing is actually exporting it and putting it back into Excel, and you continue to work from there. This is a problem that Fast Track decided to tackle head-on when we built the Fast Track Data Studio. We wanted to provide a platform that was exactly where it belongs, so which makes it actionable. And it's built for data mining, so it's flexible and it loads very fast, and it does that even with filters. So you can build these scorecards, right? And when you're doing that, we wanted to emphasize growth KPIs and long-term trends, because those two things are incredibly complicated to do in all of the other platforms. So this has enabled our partners to be data-driven and their ability to take their understanding of the customer to the next level. And with a more sophisticated customer model and more actionable insights, our partners use this data to become more relevant. So they expand their CRM strategies towards one-to-one experiences. The problem, though, was that this didn't scale very well. Up until this point, every solution in the market had a fundamental design flaw. It was designed to target one group of players with one campaign at the time. So the more targeted you became, the more segments you create, the more resource you needed. What we needed was a platform that could prioritize which offer is being sent, when it's sent, how it's delivered, and what it's going to look like. This is why we built what we call the singularity model. The introduction of the singularity model marks the biggest shift in history on how CRM was conducted in this industry, and we have made it possible to have hundreds of campaigns on one side and millions of players on the other side, and let the platform handpick and deliver individual experiences for every player, and it's all done in real time. So this takes us to where we are right now. We want to digitalize the iGaming industry and deliver the first self-learning engagement platform. We call this the Singularity Project. We want to build a platform that can go beyond what you can humanly comprehend. We want it to scale on its own. We want to help our partners scale with machine learning. Our entire team has been working towards achieving this for the last 7 years, and it's now on the horizon. The future of CRM is our ability to scale with automated, self-learning, one-to-one experiences. And this is how we deliver value to our partners. What you're looking at right now is the fast-track pathway. By guiding our partners through this, coupled with the right technology, we know they will achieve as best possible results out of their strategies. This pathway has an immediate and substantial impact on the bottom line, because it makes you capable, productive, and scalable. But will it give you high conversion, high retention, and low churn? I chose to call this session the unspoken truth about high conversion, high retention, and low churn. But we talk about these things all the time, having the right capabilities and being data-driven. So it's time for me to tell you what I meant by that. Has anyone in here ever heard the saying, if you plant corn, corn will grow? The first time I heard that was actually on an offsite when I was working at Betsson. This is about 8, 9, 10 years ago, something like that. And there was a charismatic person that stepped up on the stage, and he started talking about culture. And he kept repeating these words, if you want corn, plant corn. And it really stuck with me. That saying might have different meanings, but to me, it means you get what you put in. When we talk about performance, there is only one truth. The effectiveness of the strategy will ultimately determine the level of success. Partners like us, we can help and add value to that process, but we can never write the strategy for you. What your strategy looks like must be as unique as your business. Because if everyone did exactly the same thing, we would all go nowhere. The unspoken truth is that high conversion, high retention, and low churn can only be achieved when you're completely in sync with your identity, purpose, and values. The ones who know this, they know. If you want to be among the top performers and have twice a successful business as the average, you have to be relentless and uncompromising when it comes to staying true to your identity, purpose, and values. You want corn? Plant corn. If you ever experience the feeling of running as fast as you can, but you're still not getting there, then it's time to think about this. When you're in completely sync with your identity, purpose, and values, you're going to have an inner compass that guides you. When it's done right, it trickles down into everything that we do. The people we hire, the way we make decisions as a business, our value proposition and our positioning in the market, how we build great products, and how great service looks like for our end users. This leads to clear expectations, and clear expectations in turn attracts the right customer. Every experience, every email, every subject line, and every bonus is going to make perfect sense all of a sudden. Identity, purpose, and values, that's the secret sauce, guys. And it's quite magical. The bond you create when you agree with your user what value looks like. It's like you meet your soulmate for the very first time and you realize that you're speaking the same language. It will be a relationship that will last. But I never said it would be easy. In this industry, things are changing so fast. in particular in terms of governance, compliance, and social responsibility. And this can throw us off track. In the face of all of that, how do you maintain, or in some cases, build back your brand in this day and age? That's what all of you need to figure out. I don't think we talk about identity and purpose and values nearly enough. That's the unspoken truth of high conversion, high retention, and low churn. Thank you very much, guys, for listening in, and have a lovely continuation on the event. Thank you.